Hello and welcome. I don't know about you, but I love to talk and talk I must with everybody, anybody, anywhere. Have you really stopped to talk? And I mean really talk with your family and friends. Do you know what their dreams are? Do you know what they're up to these days? Well, I'm chatting with my friends and people from all walks of life to discover what makes them tick. Join me as I uncover some truths and some stories. I'm Hira and you're listening to Cross-Legged with Hira Mehta. You have been listening to me interviewing people on this podcast. Today, the interviewer gets interviewed. Story Mirror and Kosha Shah Chanderia collaborated in organizing a live conversation on Instagram with me. I hope you enjoy listening to my sharings and thoughts on life and more.
In the process of fulfilling my duties and roles, I forget my own self forget about loving my own self.
So you have first got to love yourself, you cannot forget to love yourself. Simple. You have to love yourself first and the life you're living. And you have to continue to accept and adapt to the changes that come your way. You have to continue to grow. You have to continue to learn in whatever you do, whether it is outside in the world or even as a homemaker. And it's not selfish to think about yourself, because it is simple. If you cannot face that face you see in the mirror and it does not smile back at you, you're not going to be able to make anybody happy around you, isn't it? It is as simple as that. And that is the one mantra of my life, is that love the face in the mirror first. It's just as simple as that. It's very easy to say that, we will it's selfish, but it is not, because everybody is an individual and everybody has their own dreams, aspirations. And as we talked about society, you have to live in a society. You have to follow a few norms and the little rules. I won't call them rules even. The little expected things in your life. Because let's take a simple example. When a woman gets married, she's going into a home. She has to be prepared to accept some different changes in her way of life. So it's the same thing when you're stepping out into the world, You have to learn to accept and, not forget yourself in that whole equation. Mm-hmm. You have to change. You have to adapt. You have to make people understand your own vision, your own mission. I hate to call it vision and mission because it sounds like, I'm creating a company or a CEO of a company. In life, we each have our loves, likes, dislikes. I'll call it likes and dislikes. So if each one of us has a like, and if I do not like what you do or you do not like what I do, let's think it over. Let's talk it out, with responsibility is what I say. You cannot shirk your responsibilities, no matter what.
But while performing that, you should not forget even your own self. So both things.
Yeah, it's not like it's yes. You do not have to. Let me give you a simple example that I'm a non-vegetarian, married into a vegetarian home, and I did try to turn vegetarian, but it didn't work for me. And my family members told me, please don't do anything that you cannot sustain in a long time. Don't try to please people to such an extent that you are unhappy yourself, and don't start with accepting changes which in the long run you cannot sustain, isn't it?
Break from our daily life to reflect on ourselves, how much necessary it is.
I don't think that you need any breaks to reflect. It has to be an ongoing process. For example, this talk about detoxing from social media, okay? It never worked for me. In fact, it took me, few hours to realize when I said, okay, chalo, let me try detoxing. And when I did that, I realized that I had got cut off from, all my friends, all my social interactions, and I started feeling more depressed. And, I started feeling that I was cut off from the entire world and the environment around me, okay? And I did not need that because that is not me. For somebody, it will work. Somebody may think that cutting off from, detoxing or whatever, cutting off from people or sitting silently is something that works for them. It is an individual, it just works for an individual differently. So, I mean, it's very difficult to judge or to say that there's a template for this. It's just that you have to find your own way to deal with this kind of environment of situations or whatever you wish to call it, or the pause in your life to reflect. You know,
So you're saying
Yeah.
that sometimes that also becomes a pressure. Okay.
of course it does. Of course.
Because see, whenever we talk about pose, we are like we shun everything and have a quiet time. But for someone, it may be very much pressurizing, spending time alone. It may not be good for them. Being with people, some of their loved ones will be good. So that's what you are saying, that it becomes
Yes.
a
Yes.
pressure.
Yeah, because see, I'm a senior. So I know of friends who suggested try art of living, try meditation, try yoga. But I cannot sit silent. You know, I'd love to say that they were thinking about my mental health and so on and so forth. But if they were thinking that I'm an old, now I've reached that age, I'm a senior, and it's time for me to start, thinking of thinking of God or thinking of meditation or going into prayer or going into, sorry, it's not me. I cannot do it. But if you can, and if that is what makes you, peaceful, happy, so be it. For me, silence is something I cannot live with.
That is a pressure for you.
Yes, that is the pressure for me. That is something I cannot do without. I cannot do without talking to people. I cannot do without communicating with people. I cannot do without making friends. It's my biggest life thing. I cannot do without having 1,000 selfies of wherever I go. My friends tell me that, you are just your entire social media is filled with selfies. But of course it is, because these are my memories. I'm not trying to show off who I have met or who I have taken a selfie with, because I take selfie with everybody. The moment I meet somebody, I want to take a selfie because I want to remember that moment, that talk I had with the person, and keep it in my album as my memory. If you think that, she's just showing off, that's your thought process.
That's your thing.
My thought process is simple. It makes me happy. It makes me remember when that Facebook pops it up, in memory. It triggers that lovely conversation that exactly. It triggers that conversation I've had with that celebrity or with that person or with a friend, or, it reminds you, and that is what makes me happy.
Do you think that women needs empowerment? Isn't it there in every female? And tell us about the activities in both these areas which you do.
Okay, so, first of all, I refuse to accept that a woman is not empowered. Every woman is empowered. Go into the tiniest villages, go and see any of the reels that you will see, or any of the, videos that you will see. Women are killing it. They have the capabilities to do whatever they want and well. The only thing is that, they have to find that strength within to be able to stand up when they are being, pressured or being put down. That is the only time when they need to say, this is not right and I cannot continue this way. But at the same time, let me say one thing very clearly, and that is that we have traditions and cultures. And as I mentioned earlier, that when you walk into another home, or when you become a mother yourself, you will definitely have certain cultures and traditions in your family. And you cannot change that. And if I today do a workshop with 50 or 20 girls, like I did one with sanitary napkins distribution for girls, and you'll be surprised to know that the other lady with me was telling them that they have to go home and tell their mothers and tell their brothers about this, and they have to make them understand that this is important, that, the use of this is important. But one girl stood up and said, that in my family, it will never happen. So, and I realized then that it is so true. It is so easy for us to say that go home and, stand up for yourself. And this is the way you can do it. But she has to go back home. The girl has to go back to her home. And in her home, this is what it is. So how can you expect a woman to stand up for herself in a scenario where it is a culture or a tradition? Either the woman has to accept the culture or the tradition, or walk out. And that's stupidity, because no woman needs to walk out, or no man needs to walk out of the house, or any child needs to step out of culture, tradition, whatever we wish to call it, because we are all part of a family, part of a tradition, part of a culture. So we have to, whenever we talk about women empowerment, we have to understand, at least I strongly advocate that we need to understand that the child is to go back home, woman is going to go back home, and what is going to be in her house. She may be very empowered and, very strong when she's listening to it all. But the moment she goes home and faces the same environment or the same thing, it's going to take hell of a time for her to, to change the mindset in the home. So women are empowered, but our cultures and traditions will dictate to some extent. And we, all women, need to understand that as we go along and try to better our lives. That is what I feel. Now, coming to dementia. Sorry.
There is a little difference between enjoying your freedom, being yourself, and being rebellious. There's a very thin line where you just walk against everything, saying that, okay, I'm being, suppressed, I'm being dominated. But no, everything is not like that. And it is very easy to give an advice to a female or a male that walk away. But what after that? What after that?
No, because women will not walk out. This was a discussion I recently had among my friends, and we were discussing the same topic. And let me be very honest, some women will walk out because they feel strong, they are financially stable. Some women just think that it is not, why should I walk out? Why should I leave this home of mine, which I have built over so many years? Or why should I why should I start all over again? Why do I need to start all over again? Why do I need to do this? So you have to understand that everybody's circumstances and relationships are different. And you can advise a person, but end of the day, you can advise, you can even support. But it's not going to happen with 100% of the women that you are trying to teach them to be empowered. We have to get past that thought, to really help the women in our lives.
If you've enjoyed listening to this episode, how about joining me to tell your story? Join me, write to me, connect on hiramehta13@gmail.com, and we shall talk. And until next time, namaste.